Hey everybody, just want to give you an update on this spring pole lathe. I haven't had much of a chance to work on it because of all the rain. But this is going to be the coolest thing to hit Mountain Oaks in a long time. Mountain Oak Charter School. This is that's not exactly perfect. I got to adjust that a little more. But I'm going to give you an idea. I have to put the camera on the tripod. But I have to give you I'm going to give you an idea of exactly how this works. So you take a square piece of stock. It doesn't have to be square. We could use a tree limb, preferably green wood, like this, and a bigger piece, piece of like a small piece of a trunk, larger piece where we can make a bowl. This you could use to make, I don't know, a spoon or a leg, table leg. Have fun turning it. But we want to actually be constructive here. We don't just want to waste wood. To have fun. So anyway, it's going to sit sort of like that. And let me show you how you, preferably a green piece like this, because well, it's easier to find center. That's one reason why. It's not impossible with the branch, it's just a little harder. And that actually, we really wouldn't even, maybe I would, but you can see that's really bent. I would want as straight a piece as I could possibly get. So I would either shave that down on the shave horse over here, or kind of get it as straight as possible, or just get another piece of wood. But let me get my tripod straightened out here. Give me a minute or two. Whoops. I'm hoping that this doesn't, my camera fell once already, which is my phone, and I kind of need this phone. But we'll do the best we can for now. So I think I'll do this over here. Let's see if I can. Yeah, okay, you can see. So what you do is you take a sharp pencil. Let me find you one. This will be good enough just for demonstration. This is actually a project that the 8th graders are doing. They're making a cajon, and they're doing a pretty good job. I'll show you that before we're done. So what you do to find center, make sure this is square, which it is. Square meaning you can't see the light coming between the edges. This might be a little bit off, but for demonstration purposes, I'll show it. So it's square. So you take your ruler. It doesn't have to be a square like this. Just be a ruler. Stretch. See if I can do this. I'm trying to do this so you can see it. But you just go corner to corner, and you mark it with a pencil. Like I said, this is a demonstration, so it may not be perfect because this is very hard to do for a camera. And that's your center point. Do it on the other side. Well, there's your center point right here. And I'll show you what we're going to do with that in a minute. And I'm just going to do this. You already got the idea. I'll just do this real quick. Okay. Center point. Then you can either screw it. Screw right in the middle. That didn't sound right, did it? You can take a drill and drill a small hole, very small, because what you're trying to do is get it to fit on these points. So you take a small. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to show you, but I'll do it off camera. So you just basically just tap that once, just enough to make an indentation. I'm going to do it real quick. You'll hear it, but not see it. You'll hear it twice. So this is going to be, I personally believe the kids are going to love this because this is going to be really easy to make bowls, spoons, eggs, anything we possibly could think of. If I can find the bowl, I'd like to give you a demonstration, but there it is. Okay. So anyway, this we did by, I cut this angle with the miter saw, which I don't like doing that. It's possible it's hard. I would never let the kids see me do that. I wouldn't do it in front of them, and I wouldn't let them do it. Just I have enough experience. I know how to do that, but still, it's not an easy cut to do. So anyway, this was all done by hand. I'll set that aside for a minute. Or this was all done by gouge chisels and square chisels, and this wood is so difficult. It's like concrete. I mean, it's I think it's Douglas fir, but I believe when we get it on here on this lathe, I believe we're going to get something useful out of this. But anyway, the idea is you take those two holes that I centered, put one on this tip. Whoops. One on that tip. Bang it, kind of get it set. Whoops, I lost it. And I believe what I'm going to do is actually, I may wind up, instead of tapping it, which works. That actually does work. I may actually just wind up screwing it in because I think it'd be a tighter fit. Then take your trusty old screwdriver, Phillips, and normally you have a piece of, you'd have a wedge. This part of the they call it poppet. There's like a leg going down in between these two 2x6s. Normally it would stick out a little further, and you put a wedge in there. I kind of modified it a little bit. I have a piece of wood under here, and I wish you could get a wing nut so that you just do it by hand. For right now, I have a screw, and somebody's trying to call me. But what that does, it tightens this poppet. And then the idea is your work turns like this, and it's not going to fall off. This is going to be, I'm so excited about this. I just can't wait. And let's see, let me find a piece of rope. Oh, ha! Holy smokes, I've got Miss Mackey's key holder here still. I will have that done this weekend. That's funny. Maybe not funny to her. But anyway, the idea is now you're going to have a foot pedal down here on the floor. And if you think of it like the old sewing machine, a treadle lathe sewing machine, if you've ever seen one, and you push the pedal and it makes the sewing machine go up and down. In this case, the rope will be connected to the pedal, and then there's going to be, let me take the camera off the tripod so you can see this again. So there's going to be a 2x4 going across here. The rope will be on a bungee cord, or I'm real seriously thinking about getting a spring, industrial spring. And then what's going to happen is you push the pedal, it's going to make the rope go down. And then when you let go of the pedal, the spring forces the rope back up. Let me put this on the tripod again. It's going to be a short video. I have to go home and finish the paper. Let me get this angled right. There we go. Oh, I hope I didn't have it too low previously. So anyway, then from up above, there's this rope will wrap around the workpiece. See if I can kind of demonstrate it. So it's going to be up here like this. So you push the pedal down. It's going to go like this, I think. Yeah. So you pull the pedal down. Pretend the pedal's down here, and it's going to spin. The spring is going to force it back up this way. And so, oops. And I think I'm going to make a. Oh, I saw it on Ben Orford's video. I forgot what it's called, but he has an actual, especially for bowls, he has it takes the place of a chuck on an electric lathe. And I don't remember the name of it, but it's basically a piece of wood with nails, and you actually will put that piece of wood with nails. The nails will go into your workpiece. The other end goes into here, into the pivot points. And instead of on the work, it will be on this, on the, I'll just call it a wood chuck for right now. But that will be on the wood chuck. The rope will be, and because the nails are stuck in your workpiece, they will turn, and you won't have anything obstructing your work. So here we go. So basically, it's going to turn like this. Boy, if I could actually get a chisel. Oh, I can't use this piece. This is for their cajon. I don't think they'd be happy. So anyway, it's going to turn like that. And then I'll get a gouge. I won't actually do it. What I need is a tool rest, because you're going to have a tool rest here. And then as you turn this, the gouge you're going to cut the corners off. Little by little. Let me do it like this. You can hear it. I won't actually cut it. So the gouge is going to hit the wood, but you're going to be cutting it here. So that's going to be cool. Jenna told me about Ben Orford, and he has a really cool spring pole lathe. He made his completely out of logs, which unfortunately we can't do that here. We don't have the tools to actually shape it yet. One day we'll do that. If you guys just be patient with me, I promise you this is going to be a cool program. But it's a lot of work trying to, you know, some of you guys didn't know the condition of the shop, but you know, I've spent about $200 or $300 of my money to invest in tools. And it looks like my camera's just about ready to fall off of here, so I'm going to adjust it a little. There we go. I like that view better. I've invested about $200 or $300 of my own money in tools and they are power tools, but they're mainly some of them are power tools, but they're mainly tools that I would use to mainly I haven't really had a whole lot of a chance to do that, but now that I'm getting closer to this being done, there's within the next, I'm going to guess 2 weeks, I've got Habitat for Humanity. Alan's going to pick some up Monday, some pallets, which have good oak wood. I'm going to plane those, sand them. Now they're weathered, so they look useless, but by the time I'm done, they'll be useful pieces of wood to use. And Um, um, and I have a couple other plans to raise money to, to keep us supplied with good quality wood. That's what we really need for this. Maybe in the beginning we might glue together some pine wood, uh, and just mix different types of wood, and you'll get different color. You can Google all this. It's interesting. It's fascinating. It is art, very much art. So anyway, I'm going to do that. I need a tool rest, and it will sit right about here, and we will it'll be turned like this with the foot pedal, the spring, and I think that's about it for this. So I am psyched about this. Totally psyched. I'm hoping to have this done. I don't know if I can get it done over the weekend, but I'm going to give it my best shot. I'm going to get this done now. A guy in Flagstaff, a teacher, I think he's a teacher at NAU, I think. He has a electric lathe he's selling for $75, and I've been trying to get a hold of him to pick it up. Just the weather. The one day I was going to go up there to pick it up, I think there was a rock slide on Highway 89, which is the way I was planning on going, and the road was closed. So we just kind of had little setbacks, delays, and not being able to pick it up. The reason I want the lathe, it's not really to let all the children use it. He's also including a set of lathe tools, which are $90 at Harbor Freight, and they're even more expensive at another tool woodworking tool shop. So if I get a lathe and the tools for $75, I'm going to go get it, and I'll keep the lathe. If we can't use it here, I'll keep the electric lathe. And now I have studied. Let me show you if I have it. Let me just hold on. I'll be right back. Cindy gave me this book, Will Developed Intelligence, and it's a handcraft, handwork, and I can't read upside down, and practical arts in the Waldorf schools. I've been reading this book. I'm going to do this because I can't tell if you can, I don't know where you can see it. I'm not exactly sure where the angle's at, but I've researched some other Waldorf schools, and most of them, I'm going to say 75 to 90%, allow the 8th graders. You start introducing power tools little by little. I believe this book states that. I'll double check my facts on that, but you gradually introduce power tools little by little, and I would never have a table saw in here. I personally don't like them myself. So a bandsaw, scroll saw. Miss Sunshine told me she bought a scroll saw last year. It helped because we have so few hand tools. The scroll saw just basically made the shop more efficient, and it was sort of a combination of teacher and children working together to do a project. So until we get a lot of hand tools in here, that's what we have to do. We have to deal with reality. We can't deal with, we all want the same goal, but we have to work with what we have. So I had a choice of buying knives, putting them in the hands of children that didn't know how to use a hammer, and the knives were $20 a piece, minimum $20 a piece. And I would need about 20 to 15, 10 to 15, which is, that's $200 to $300. And I didn't have a budget to support that. So, I had to make some tough choices. Okay, am I going to get the knives, and or was I going to buy chisels, hand planes, the draw knife, the spoke shaves, and all that? Was I going to buy that and help these guys out, or was I going to, spend the money on something that for insurance purposes, I don't think an insurance company would like really sharp knives in the hands of 10-year-olds. I feel uncomfortable with it. And there's other ways to shape wood besides knives. Obviously, there's one right here. You're going to use a chisel, but it's a whole lot safer than using, holding a piece of wood and carving it with your hand. They've already cut themselves on chisels, which are far safer than knives. So anyway, that's about it. I think my battery's about dead. So anyway, this is the goal. I think you guys are going to really like it. Let me take this off. I can't take it off. I tightened it up. Let me just show you real quick before my battery goes kaput. Now, the ultimate goal is to get some wood, and this is where Ben Orford's video came in really handy, because I have to make a wood chuck, which is going to have 4 nails. We'll nail that into here, and then the wood chuck itself will have the eyelet holes like this does, and it will fit on here. And the reason we need that is if we're going to make bowls, this has to, the bowl has to basically, I think it's going to be over here. Nope. Well, it could be either way. I think I would put it here because this is more stable. We can do it here though. Gives us more room over here. But the idea is we're going to have this. Well, let's pretend we're going to do that. If I can get the moths keep not flying in my mouth. Just call this the Woodworkers Comedy Hour, okay? I actually do know what I'm doing here, believe it or not. So we're going to have 4 nails here. It's going to nail into here. The rope will be wrapped around this, and this will be much shorter. And so the wood chuck will turn like this, and it's going to turn the bowl, and then we actually can chisel or carve out the inside of this. And I'm going to make a video of that when I'm ready for that. I'm not sure how it's going to work with this wood. There's a big knot right here. I mean, a big pine knot. Like I said, it's like concrete. We're going to try it though. So anyway, that's it. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. I'm having one. So this is going to be a cool project. I just don't know how I'm going to have. I'm going to have to probably figure out how to divide the time, maybe 5 minutes to 10 minutes a piece. Every other class. Well, actually, first they have to get the basic bowl shape. You just can't just throw it on there. You can, but I think for time's sake, we'll let them shape it on the shave horse like this. On the shave horse, we'll shape the basic bowl shape. Or I might do it for them on the bandsaw, and then let them just let them go to town on turning it. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. You guys are going to love it. And slowly but surely we're getting there. So that's it. I'll talk to y'all later. I think my battery's so dead. My screen is black, so let me plug my phone in real quick. There we go. Now I will see you later. You guys have a good one.